So I'll be talking about psychological triggers and how you can resolve them. A trigger is something that sets off psychological memory. It's something very personal that can cause you to have a flashback to something that happened many years ago. Of course, this problem usually happens to small children and even in the adults also. There are some triggers that unconsciously they the kind of puts us back when we are looking up to achieving our goals, and they are a kind of hindrance to personal growth. So understanding them through self-awareness can help us move forward and handle situation in a more calmer manner. So sometimes triggers are being activated through our senses. For instance, seeing someone that looks like a relative that have upset you sometimes ago, and when this trigger is activated, sometimes it puts you back and you lose focus. So most times it's better to identify these psychological triggers in our lives so that we can look at ways of how we can handle them, and we can also be self-aware of how we feel when this trigger happens, because unconsciously it affects our behavior, and sometimes we are happy and sometimes we are sad. So it's very important to identify what makes us sad so that at the end of the day we can manage our emotions when these triggers happen, because it's something that can be worked through. So the first thing to overcome trigger is to take a step back and during this emotional disturbance to recognize this act of emotionality with its response, and if it's really a rational one. So once we recognize this, it can also help us in avoiding distress and anger or negative emotion, because at the end of the day some of our behaviors can be what is really limiting us, and it's something that is workable. So if you have this feeling at times, you are more vulnerable and you can easily do what you don't want to do. So most times it's better to understand these triggers, and we can also use all this motivation to help people that are struggling with psychological triggers. So most times you know that you have some things that have been bothering you in the past, and some things that happened to you, and anytime you remember it bothers you. So you should look for a way of getting off this trigger so that it doesn't disturb you from achieving your goals. Look at what you can do that can help you forget this trigger. Is it that you should try to avoid the person completely, or you should see it as one of the things that one has to go through in life to make you stronger or to make you more wiser? So when you begin to see these triggers as something like that, it tends to eventually leave your memory and you overcome it, and at the end of the day you realize that you are a more better person, because experience have made you more better, more knowledgeable and more stronger. So it's better you take most triggers like that so that at the end of the day it doesn't limit you from reaching your goals. I hope I'll be able to share knowledge with you guys. Alright guys, subscribe, press the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my page for more lovely videos from me. Thanks, bye.